we are starting this video off by taking a little sippy sip, but really it's more of a chug. Cheers. A big chug.
Mine's bigger than hers.
Cheers.
Yo, tastes like water. It is water.
Better than water. It looks like water.
Anyways.
Welcome back to my channel. This is my best friend, Tanya.
Hello.
And today we're having like a little girly pop chat because we wanted to give advice because we're actually like going through some shit right now. And we're going through some shit right now that kind of made us think about this topic a lot. Kind of analyze it more and deep dive into it more. But when people enter your life, it's so easy.
Yeah.
It's so easy for someone random to just come in and then for them to like alter your entire life.
With no warning.
With no warning.
Which is the scary part.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like they hold, all of a sudden, like, this person, it doesn't matter whether it's like a friend or like a relationship, whatever, like, all of a sudden they hold so much power over you. And it comes out of nowhere. Let's talk about how to navigate them, right?
Oh.
Because I think this is useful advice, right? Because you're going to come across people like this all the time that are going to randomly pop into your life and like fuck you up a little bit, you know? And like
Just
you got
a little bit.
Just a little bit, right? It's just like a little bit. And like you got to know how to manage it. He's like, okay, wait, what does this mean?
I don't know.
I know
it's a good thing, so I'm not using it in those
Is
terms.
it a good thing? Like literally I was serving a table and they did it to me. They were like, and I was like, oh, yeah, like I was like, oh my god.
To see it as a hamster applause. Kidding. That's not at all what it is. I think it's something of like silent.
Is it like tea or something, or like
get it, girl? I don't
or
know.
like like what is that? I feel
We'll
like we should
Google it.
know.
We'll Google it
We're like
later.
mid-20s, and we're like, what does that mean? That's how
I
you
don't
know
know.
we're getting.
It just felt right in the moment.
We did, right? You
Yeah.
do it based on vibes. That's
Yeah.
how you know. So I made a list, or we made a list, and
Yes.
these are some of the things that we've learned.
Part of this conversation was, having the realization of like, wow, like when you think about people in your life, you kind of just see it as, you know, you live every day a certain way, and then it takes that one person to get in your life where if you have an argument with them or something happens and you don't talk anymore, that's when you're like, shit, like how did it get to that point where they have that much control of your feelings or things like that? And yeah, I feel like we kind of got to a point in our lives where we came across someone like that, where we're kind of like, we're at that point where we're like, how did it get this bad? Or how did they get this much control of us emotionally? Where now we will do anything to just have them in our life, even if it's for a day, one day of the week or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say?
It sounds so
like,
sad when you say it like that too. I'm like, damn, like
because
it really
it is what it is.
really
Like,
do.
You
like that.
you just take every day as it is, and as soon as there's an argument or something and it goes into you guys not having to talk, that's when you're just like, shit, like why am I crying? Like, you know, like I was fine before. So yeah, I feel like that's kind of my take on that. I was just being like, it's scary. Be careful on how vulnerable you allow yourself to be with others and how much you have them take over of your everyday.
No, and it's like so easy because you don't really realize just how attached you get to this person and almost how much you don't realize that you kind of let them control you. So your mood kind of depends on them,
Yeah.
which is kind of like an anxious attachment style.
Oh, that's next video.
You got a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
That's like a separate video. No, but it's so real because anxious attachment style, that shit will do it to you.
Yeah.
Like,
and with that, it's like needing their validation, and if you don't get it, then you're just like, what the fuck? And then you start analyzing yourself when that's not what we do. We are a present. We are a whole package, but it's like as soon as you meet the wrong person, they're gonna make you feel like you're never enough, and there's always something more, and you're just like, what is it?
yeah.
And then you get a little crazy, a little nutty.
Just like a little bit,
Just
though.
a little nutty.
Just like a little nutty.
We're fine.
We're not that nutty.
No,
We're not
no.
like peanut butter,
Yeah.
like Skippy or whatever the fuck the
No.
brand of the peanut butter is.
Yeah,
we're not like
we're
that.
the creamy nutty, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, you can't really tell our flies. It's smooth. It's smooth, right?
We're the creamy type of nutty, like. But it's so true. It's so right. And I think this, like, okay, so my list here, I wrote that energy exchange is real. So the people that are around you, they're either going to fuel you or drain you, which is really true. you know? And so especially when you have anxious attachment style, your mood kind of depends on their mood. I've had a person in my life who, like, if he was in a bad mood, that would put me in a bad mood. And it's like, you know, it would drain me a lot, because if he was in a bad mood all the time, or like very often, it would put me down a lot. And the other thing that I wrote is that their habits and values and mindset rub off on you, whether you notice it or not. And this is like the biggest thing with people, is that like you don't notice this shit happening. You just don't. Like one day you just start to act like them, or say the things that they say. For me, that's like a very common thing, where if I spend a lot of time with somebody, like with you, for example. It's
like you start morphing into them.
Yes, you morph into them. Like with you, for example, like after like being around you a lot, I started to say chicken nugget a lot. Random, and that's like a positive thing, you know what I mean? But I'm like, okay, I picked that up from Tanya, because that wasn't in my vocab, and now it is. And even in the past,
always be a good influence.
Always.
Chicken nugget, that's what she got from
chicken
me.
nuggets. Like even with people, like sometimes with their behaviors and how they act and how they react to situations in their life, you start to pick up their habits and like apply them to your own life without knowing it, because you're around them so much.
And that's like a dangerous part of it, because overall, like, you're so locked into a certain specific person in your life where you start losing yourself, because you get so involved with them.
See, that's a really big one.
That's, yeah, because you're saying that, like, you pick up so much from that one person that you're always with, and not only that, but it's a person that you need validation from, or you feel weird if you go without talking with them, that you just start making your whole life secretly revolve about them, or
around them.
So
that is scary. That's actually so true. Like this is such a deep topic.
That's why you have to be careful. Like you really need to like hold back a little bit from revealing your true self to people, because they will see you as you are and start picking away and start creating something that you're not, you know. And then it's hard for you to go back to what you were before. Well,
it's, you know, and this is like a big thing, but like I used to be so like naive. Like I would always think that other people could never use anything against me, or like, and that's like not true, you know what I mean? Like you're right. Like you have to be so careful of what side of you show to people, especially when you're first getting to know them, because you never know how somebody might take what you said and use it against you, or know how to like push you past your limits, because they know the things that are going to piss you off. They know which buttons to press. That gets really fucking toxic, especially in fucking relationships. That shit.
Yeah. That's so
That
true.
makes me so mad.
Yeah. And the thing is too, you're always going to think like, no, they wouldn't do that on purpose, but they do.
But they do.
They do. They don't care.
They don't give a fuck. This next one, because I think this is really important, if we're going to take anything away from this video. Not everyone deserves access to you, okay? And this is so important. You're just eating nuts in the mouth. It's a nutty type of video. Just because someone wants to be in your life doesn't mean that they should be. And friendship and closeness should be earned, not handed out because of shared history or convenience. This is, I think, really hard when you spend a really long time with someone, I think, especially in a relationship. Like, I think the deeper you are in a relationship with somebody, like, let's say you've been together with them for, like, 10 years, right? Or you have a kid together, or there's something that connects you. Even though, you know, the relationship is bad for you, it's harder for you to leave, just because there is that element of, oh, well, I'm going to walk away from this, but I've spent so much time on this, I've already invested so much of my time on this, or like, oh, like, you know, we have a kid together, or it's like, oh, but we spent so much time and there's so many memories there, like, how could I possibly walk away from that?
I feel like the moment you start feeling that way is when you're starting to lose time. You know, once you sense that,
it's like a ticking time bomb.
You gotta go. It is something to look back to and kind of appreciate the time you spent with people, the years, but just know the moment that you start doubting things is when you should start moving on. Start being honest with yourself and be like, you know what, if I felt this way for a minute, let me not waste any more time. Just because the time was given doesn't mean you have to just stay like that forever, you know? And I think that's something that people just kind of forget.
It's hard, you know, it's hard because you feel like especially in a relationship, again, it's like you feel like you're giving up. You know, it feels like, oh, you're abandoning this person, you're giving up on this, even though it's been so long. So it's like harder to walk away from somebody that you've been with for a long time, especially.
Yeah.
But it's like, I always like to remind myself that, like, time doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Because it's not about the time.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when people are like, oh, you've been together for such a long time, like, why aren't you married yet or something like that? Like, but you've been together for so long. And I'm like, is it really about the timing though? Like, you know what I mean?
Or even that, like, even in friendships, when they're like, oh, you've been best friends since you were 2. When you were 2, you didn't even know each other's name. So
Okay.
now you're kind of like, you've grown, you learned your likes and dislikes, and you end up finding out you're 2 different. Overall, everyone's a different person, right? You're your own person. So it's like, time is nice, but also, like, it does show you a lot out of, like, relationships. And sometimes you just end up not being in the same place as you were 2 years ago with someone. And
See, this is real because
Yeah.
also I think people change a lot.
yeah.
So, and that's something I feel like that doesn't really get talked about a lot because as, like, if you're in like a relationship or, like, even in a friendship, you're gonna change. Like, you two are gonna be on completely different journeys at one point, you know, he's gonna have his life, you're gonna have yours, or, like, whatever it may be. And, like, people don't talk about the constant change, the constant evolvement that we have as humans on an individual level. And so, like, you do hear a lot of people say, like, oh, well, he changed or she changed. Well, it wasn't like this when we first started.
Yeah. And that's
being
something where,
together.
like, every day you do change, you know?
You do. So it's like, it's up to you to accept whether, like, you accept this person for who they are, like a new version of them or not. And also, like, I really don't believe that we, like, own anybody. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of this, like, notion out there, like, oh, like, that's my person, like, that forever, like, that's mine, like, don't touch that. You know, I feel like especially men do this a lot with women in a relationship. They're like, oh, she's mine, like, claim her and shit. But it's like, shit doesn't last forever. Like, no offense, but the divorce rate is over 50%. Like, if we're being really fucking for real right now, like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, I feel like life is all about endings and new beginnings.
Yeah.
As depressing as that sounds, but it's like, it really helps to not look at a person and think, like, no, this is my forever. Whether it's a best friend or a boyfriend, girlfriend, like, it really helps to just be like, that this is an experience.
It's something to appreciate in today's time.
In the moment.
And I think that's another thing that's hard about it too, is when you are involved with someone every day, you don't see the changes until you are at the end point. Until things have been set, done, and settled. Then you start kind of looking back, like, wait a minute, like, we weren't like this 2 years ago. But it's because you're both together all the time, and you never get to see that from a different point of view until it's too late.
Yeah.
And until you can't really go back. So that's kind of why, like, a lot of relationships just have a...
It literally, my favorite divorce lawyer, he says, you don't even have to, like, be married for this, right? But he talks about divorces this way. He's like, you get divorced the same way you go bankrupt. It's slowly and then all at once.
Yeah.
Like, you just hit a wall of realization. You're like, oh, fuck. And that's when you make the ultimate decision to, like, walk away or... And it's hard, you know, and nobody really talks about this shit, but this is the realest shit, you know what I mean?
That's scary. That's why I always just make sure you prioritize yourself as much as you love someone else.
It's hard because you give yourself away to people. Like, you alter your schedule, you alter your hobbies.
You go against your beliefs sometimes, you know, just to make someone...
Just to make someone else happy.
Yeah,
because it's a people-pleasing thing.
Yeah,
like,
just prioritize yourself. At
always.
the end, it's always just you.
No, literally, like,
Always you.
You're born alone and you die alone.
And you cry in an elevator alone.
This next one, the cost of keeping the wrong people around you.
The cost of keeping the wrong people around you.
Yeah, so it's
that
like
kind of...
Is that what we talked about?
I was gonna say, it's all a big thing, but going back to it, it's just like, yeah, you start feeling yourself in their emotions, and you start, like, changing yourself for their beliefs or their happiness, and that's a cost of it. Is like, with all this time invested in someone else, you start losing time for yourself, and you lose yourself during it as well.
It can get very draining, like, time-wise, energy-wise, and, like, you could keep yourself stuck with someone, and that halts you from meeting other people or opportunities showing up in your life because you're so fixated on this person.
You don't want to disappoint them.
Right, exactly.
And you just, you stop experiencing life the way it's meant to be experienced.
And I noticed this too because of the anxious attachment style. If, like, whatever, like, if I was talking to someone and, like they didn't act the way that I wanted them to act or whatever, that would upset me, and in turn that would affect my motivation that would affect like my mood and how I show up for other people. So it's literally like a whole giant like domino effect. It's like you push one little domino and it like knocks out all these things, you know what I mean? Like it literally affects your whole life.
That's true.
It's so dangerous. Oh my god, I'm talking about it right now and I'm like, oh my god.
You're like, ooh.
Like it sounds dramatic, but it's actually so true.
That's so
like
true.
when you live through it, you're like, yeah, like it's just fucked up. Life's fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't like this shit.
Wait.
You know, gotta get ready.
Cheers.
Cheers. Next one that I wrote on my list is to spot the difference between support and sabotage. Because you have to really like pay attention to who is actually there for you, like for your wins. Because a lot of people, they may pretend like they're your friend, or they may pretend like they're rooting for you, but really like they're talking shit behind your back. I've had this happen to me actually. Like when I had my YouTube channel in high school, quite a lot of, I would say a significant amount of people would like be like, oh my god, you're so cool, blah blah blah, and then they would like talk shit about me and my channel, which is like very high schooly of them, so like, you know, like I can't be too salty about that, but it's like that vibe where it's like you have to be really careful and really notice and pay attention to who's there for you to actually help you and support you.
That's scary.
That is, because you can't trust anybody.
What is it? There's a wolf and a pack of sheep.
Yeah,
that's
I think that's what it is.
Or is
yeah,
it a sheep and a pack of wolves? Just
or,
kidding.
I mean, either way.
No, the sheep.
No,
is
it's
not...
it's the wolf in the pack of sheep that.
I'm like the little sheep's like bang.
Wrong
herd. No, but yeah, a wolf in a sheep's clothing.
You said philosophy. It's a wisdom by Tanya 2020.
Like that girl knows what she's talking about.
No, but you're so right about that. Though. Like there's so many like fakers. I swear to God, like so many people who are like, oh my God, yeah, la la. That's why I hate phonies. I hate phony people. Like I hate those people that are like nice to everybody. Like, and it's like it's not just like a baseline of nice. It's just like the over the top of like, oh my God, yeah. Like you know, like some people that don't like you, but then they go out of your way, or out of their way to like talk to you.
It's like what they say is like, yeah, be friendly with everyone, but don't be everyone's friend.
Ooh.
You know, saw that like this morning. But
I saw
was
that
like,
the other day on TikTok.
oh, there we go. There we go. Still be a kind person, but just know, like, if you really don't vibe with someone, just, it doesn't have to go further than that. I'm very much of that, where I'm like, you know, like, yeah, you're cool, but there's just a few things that I feel like we just wouldn't be good friends with, you know, and you just continue.
It's really good to spot those things, like, early on, before it gets too deep. I think a lot of the situations I've been in, like, I've spotted that too late. And it's just so much worse. Like, you have to, like, cut the friendship out, or, like, that's a whole other topic.
Or it's one of those where it's, like, quality over quantity, you know, that has a lot
That's my next point.
Is it?
It is.
Should we go into it?
We should. Okay. No, yeah, I mean, quality over quantity. You guys tell my wife. She's so smart. She doesn't even know. But, like, I wrote, like, you don't need, like, 500 people around you, right? Like, it's not about the amount of friends you have. I used to always think that, like, when I was little, especially in, like, elementary school. I would always, like, try my best to, like, have as many friends as possible and not be popular, but be friends with the popular kids.
Yeah.
And be one of the cool kids. I don't know what this obsession was that I had. But, like, they were not good friends, and they didn't care about me, and, like, whatever. For them, it was just all about, like, looking cool. And it wasn't until I got older, I realized that, like, I don't need, like, a bunch of friends. I just need, like, a couple really good ones. Like, literally, like, 2-3 people that you could really, like, open up to and just be real and raw and honest. Like, find those people that are not going to judge you. Be, like, super picky, right? Because, like, I've been in situations where it's like someone was a good...
That's my Febreze. We keep it clean over here.
Yes, we do. We smell good here, of course, always. But it's like, I've had friends where they were, like, a good friend, but, like, I wouldn't feel comfortable about the fact that I knew they were judging me. Like, they were judging me. Like, I couldn't really, like, I didn't feel comfortable telling them really anything personal about my life. Because they were judging me.
At that point, is that a good friend? Like, you want to feel comfortable of sharing, because then you'll have no one to share to. That
is true. And you want to be around somebody who, like, accepts you for you at the end of the day. Even with all your flaws and your fucked up shit. Like, you want somebody to, like, hear you out and be like, no, I get you, I understand. But also somebody that's not scared to, like...
put you in your place.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why I like you. Yes. Because you know when I cross that
That's
line, you're
more
like, all right.
I feel like, have you really self-analyzed?
You're like, bitch.
Yeah, how I did to her today. I'd be like, okay, let's dumb it down. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I know you see it for the clear picture it is, but come on, be on my side a little bit.
Right. And
Be a
like,
little delusional with
and
me.
see, and like I like that we have that like honesty,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like we can like say that to each other and we like understand what that means. Like,
Yeah.
okay, like you can be super logical or like let's just be
Yeah, like,
a
let's
little delulu, just like a little bit, just for
Come on, give
one
this to me.
second. Right. Like please
Come
just
on.
let me have my moment and support me in my
Yeah,
moment.
so-
I think that's important.
It is, yeah, because, you know, you want a friend to just allow you to go through your mistakes and be there when you crash. You want someone to know exactly what's going on because you're not hiding it from them, and for them to just be prepared to take you in to whatever outcome it ends up. Because,
Without judgment.
yeah, well, they can judge, but embrace me.
No,
Judge
but it's
and
like-
embrace. Be like, I told you, Mija, and I'll be like, you're right.
No, literally.
You know?
Like I've had some friends like last year when I lived in a different state that like I felt very like I would tell them something, they would be like, oh, you know, and it's just
Yeah.
like immediate, like, and I know they want what's best for me, but like also like I don't need you to act like you're above me or better than me in some sort of way because you've never done that or you've never made this mistake or you.
It's like live the situation as we are in the moment. So if we're happy, you're happy. If
And
we're pissed, you're pissed.
You're dropping like bombs of wisdom.
Damn.
I'm here for it. I am here for it. And
Never doubt it. Because nothing's worse than like you feeling a certain way and someone's trying to correct you on it, and you're just like, no, like just be in the same emotion with me, and then we can overcome it together with the support.
Exactly, and I think honestly, if you're very selective with your people and who you choose to be a part of your close friend circle or in a relationship, whatever, like you save yourself a lot of heartbreak. I think
You do.
you do, because you don't have to go through the whole like we have to break up or oh I don't want to be friends with you anymore or shit like that. That's painful shit.
Yeah.
Well, this one is important because boundaries. We should talk about boundaries because I wrote you can love people from a distance without letting them derail you from your path. So some people need to be loved at a distance.
That's true.
Like some people cannot be super close to you. Like you can still have a relationship with them, but it needs to be like you're gonna be over there and I'm gonna be over here. I'm not gonna tell you about XYZ, but like I like you, but you're gonna be over there. You know, like it's just like let's not vibe too close.
It goes back to just not being made to feel like you have to do things that you're not comfortable with.
Ooh.
Knowing like if someone were to love you as much as they claim that they do, they would never make you uncomfortable or make you feel like you have to do a lot of things that make you uncomfortable.
That is true.
Basically the same thing said two different formats, but love you enough, they wouldn't ever put you in that situation.
One more thing about boundaries though. Basically it was this girl on TikTok, she was talking about how like people are taking the whole boundary thing like way too far. Like in a situation where your friend needs support, like go be with your friend. Or like your friend wants you to come out with her for like whatever reason. Like come out with her instead of being like this whole like, oh my god, like no, like my boundaries, like I'm too tired or like I'm whatever this, blah blah. I feel like you know what I mean? Like people
I
are
think I've
becoming
seen that.
way more like introverted in the sense that like they're not even
So
gonna
like
be there.
tonight is my self-care night. Is that like the type of thing?
That type of thing, but like let's say your friend really needs you for something and you're like, you know, not in the mood or something, and it's like, but your friend needs you, so what's more important to you? I guess I feel like there needs to be a balance because I've experienced it from both sides where it's like, oh, you know, but like it did suck like when I wanted my friend out and she wouldn't show up, you know, because she's like, oh, I wouldn't feel comfortable with like blah blah, and I'm like, but I want you there, and like this is for me. I know, T.
We're gonna talk about that.
You're like,
I'm
we need to talk about this after the
I'm
video.
like, how could I not be married?
No, that's not you.
No.
I would tell you if it was.
I remember I was going through it, right? Just going through it. And I called her. And she was like, hey, what's up? And I was like, she's like, I'll be there in an hour. And she showed up and she was there for an hour. I think you spent the night, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
And she was going through it. And it's
It was so bad. I even told her, I'm like, girl, I'm going through it. I'm
and
like, I
she really
am.
was. She really
Yeah, I was
was.
spiraling.
But it's like, to me, like, it didn't matter how I felt in the moment or like whether I felt
Or
like...
she was like caught in the middle of dinner with important people.
I mean, I was at a dinner.
You were, right?
I was.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm gonna fucking show up. Like, like what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
there's no way that I'm not coming to support you in this right now. You know what I mean? Like, it just didn't matter to me because it mattered more to me that, like, you had a shoulder to cry on.
And I think with things like that, too, is some people forget, like, I have never in my life called her like that. Never, right?
No, not like that. That was intense.
That was a moment where I really did feel like usually I'm good at just, like, being home alone and, like, crying to myself about situations. But in that moment, I had no control over what I was feeling. And it was kind of scary. And it was because I let the wrong person in. And that's kind of where this... It was really bad. And, you know, like, I even, like... Yeah, even now, I'm like, I've never been in that place, you know, because of someone else, nor do I ever want to be. So this is us kind of telling you, once again, just be cautious and careful on who you let in, because, yeah, things get a little intense.
Or you'll send 10-minute voice messages. Like I did to you last night, be like, and then this happened, and then this happened, this is how I feel, and then this is how blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, so it's like, as long as you have a good person there for you, like...
Next one, and this is the last one, have the self-respect. So stop tolerating disrespect, chaos, and the bare minimum energy, especially in a relationship.
True. Because once again, you're breaking your back, bending over backwards for people, and what are they doing?
So you gotta be careful. If someone is giving you bare minimum treatment, you really have to take a look at, like, take a step back and think about what you deserve. Because do you deserve to be breadcrumbed?
Or not just that, but would your best friend deserve to be breadcrumbed?
Like, yes. Ooh, that's actually a really great perspective.
Yeah, like, just think of, would you want your friend to be treated the way that you're allowing yourself to get treated?
What is it from, like, fucking Sweet Life on Deck? Was that funny? It was like, dun, dun, dun. Or what was it? Where's that from?
I think it was Hannah Montana.
Was it Hannah Montana?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
like,
Hannah Montana.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That is Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
I got
Well,
my Disney shows.
because you, it's like something where they say you don't really love yourself as much as you loved your loved ones. So just think of it. Would you want that for your...
See, that's hard. I think we always end up loving someone else more than we love ourselves. Like, we're willing to sacrifice ourselves more for somebody else because we love that person so much.
Yeah, so think of it. Would you want that person to be breadcrumbed? Would you want them to go through all of that and not know who to go to or how to deal with it? You wouldn't. So be that person for them. Let me just see that I needed every part of this list. Where was this like a few months ago? What did we learn?
You know what? And this is something our old GM told us from our favorite place of work. She said, you learn the most when you make those big mistakes.
Whose GM were you? No, I'm just kidding.
Same as your GM. We have different experiences. But she told me, she's like, Sophia, you learn by fucking up. But
I like that.
Yeah,
that's true.
that is true. But also, I do have, like, not a theory, but it's like something that I read in a book. It said you don't have to stick your head in the oven to know that you shouldn't. That it's hot. That you shouldn't stick your head in the fucking oven. But sometimes, you know, we need to get burned. Really be like, yeah, we're never doing that shit again because that really fucking hurt.
When the cookies are out of the oven, you can wait, right, until they cool down.
Yeah, but they're so good.
But you want it because it's delicious.
You want it
because
they're just so creamy.
So you're like, I'm gonna take a bite, and then you burn your tongue.
And then your tongue hurts for the rest of the day.
I think that's better than the oven one. Just kidding.
It's crazy. That's the backbone of it, the oven.
Temptation can get you.
Oh, that's a different point to hit. Temptation.
And that's gonna be on her next video.
Literally,
where I may star in via FaceTime.
I'll be like showing. I'll be like, hi guys.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Yep.
I think you're a great person to talk to about these things because we go through it together. Guys, thank you so much for coming to this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.